We know very little about the Minoans themselves. They have left us ruins with a language we don't understand. In fact, the Minoans actually didn't call themselves the Minoans. The Minoans were actually named so because of the excavator who discovered the civilization. Sir Arthur Evan truly believed that when he saw these rooms, he thought he was looking for the legendary labyrinth of King Minos. However, what he did discover was a matriarchal society. The Minoan culture often put women in the higher ranks of their society. Even though their alphabet has yet to be deciphered, we have the visual works of art from their past to tell us about their lives. These works can help us find out who they were and how they lived. Particularly, we will dive into the frescoes that this culture produced. The Minoans decorated their homes with giant wall paintings known as frescoes. Buon fresco is a particular type of painting where the paint is placed on wet limestone plaster. When the wall itself dries, so does the painting. Therefore, the wall and artwork become one. According to Art History by Marilyn Stockstad, this wet technique binds the pigments to the wall. However, the painter must work very quickly in order to keep the surface even and wet. They also used a dry technique, where the pigment was not binded to the wall. This allowed for the painter to paint slow. However, over time, it was more sustainable to damage. The Minoans used both techniques. The Minoan culture has a very distinct painting style. Unlike the Egyptians, the Minoans used particular shapes and brushstrokes that added a sort of liveliness to the paintings. But, much like the Egyptians, their frescoes were filled with bright and unshaded colors. These colors were derived from their own homeland, but due to them being excellent tradesmen, they often traded colors and metalwork for other goods. These frescoes can give us a glimpse into the lives of the mysterious civilization, for these paintings can not only show us who these people are, but what rituals they partook in during their reign. One artwork we can look at is bull leaping, which is a fresco that was discovered in Knossos and has been separately reconstructed so we can understand the meaning behind this fresco. However, this particular painting is the most preserved and most famous from its civilization. In the painting, we see three figures, one in the front, one leaping over the bull, and the other on the back. Many have speculated the reason why these people are jumping over the bull, but we only have what we can see for now. In this culture, the genders of the characters are depicted by the skin tone. Women often shown with lighter skin, while men were darker. However, in this particular painting, all the figures are wearing the clothes that were on men during the time. Who these people are and what their gender is still up to the debate today. We can look at this painting and try and decipher what exactly they were doing. Many scholars believe that this ritual was more of a sport, like the matadors of our time. This, however, appears to be more dangerous than their matador counterparts. From what we can see in the painting, the person is grabbing onto the horns of the bull, going over the bull's back and landing behind it. Others have speculated that this could not be a sport, but more of a punishment in their society, where they are forced into a ring with the bull and they have to survive. Until we decipher the writings the Minoans have left us, we truly will not know. There is a particular fresco that has been discovered that gives us a small window into their society. In the fresco, The Ladies in Blue, we have a depiction of three characters. According to other works that the Minoans have created, we know that the gender of the character is determined by the clothes they wear and the color of their skin. These figures have light skin tone, a defined waist and chest, and lavish hair. We can safely assume that these figures in the work are women. However, these women are richly dressed and have jewels in their hair and on their clothing. In the Minoan society, the women were valued more than the men. It is speculated that they were more valued due to them being able to give birth. But due to the findings of artworks depicting goddesses, it can be determined that women were in a more dominant position than the men. This can be further proved by the research of Olesen, who suggests childbearing may not have been a primarily job of women in the Minoan culture, at least based on evidence of artwork that has been discovered. Other scholars have suggested that women in this particular society had freedom and rights that exceeded other women from different societies of the same time period. There have been many frescoes and murals that have been discovered that show that these women were the heads of the society, showing them doing tasks that were done by men in other societies. The particular fresco we are discussing has been carefully reconstructed with the pieces that have been found. Even though some question the integrity of the recreation, gives us a window into the culture itself and can help us discover the hidden language and secrets of the Minoan culture. The biggest question about this society is, where did they go? These ruins show us that a society used to exist here, but with the presence of other societies in the same place, it can be safe to say that the Minoans either were defeated or fled their homeland. This question has puzzled many scholars for years, for the frescoes have shown us that the Minoans were a relatively peaceful society and got the goods they needed from trades. There was no sign of struggle either, for none of the frescoes or building have been intentionally destroyed. However, certain articles suggest the Minoans fled due to volcanic eruption, but we still lack the evidence that leads to their demise. Even with their disappearance, we have been left artworks to help us piece together their society and what evidently happened to them. But until then, we can only appreciate the artworks that have been left for us.